बीत गया बीता हुआ समय सदा के लिए कमाई से गया, इसलिए कमा के होश में नहीं है ना। ये सुधर अर्थात नेचुरल संस्कार बनाओ। कौन सा? चेकिंग का। जैसे किसी के कोई पुराने संस्कार अभी इस ब्रह्म जीवन में भी आगे बढ़ने में विघ्न रूप बन जाते हैं। तो क्या कहते हो? न चाहते भी संस्कार के वश हो जाते हैं। जो नहीं करने चाहते हो वो कर लेते हो। जब उल्टे संस्कार न चाहते कोई भी कर्म करा लेता है, तो ये शुद्ध संस्कार नेचुरल चेकिंग का नहीं अपना सकते हो। बिना मेहनत के सदैव संस्कार शुद्ध चेकिंग का कार्य कराता रहेगा। ये नहीं कहेंगे तो भूल जाते हैं या बहुत बिजी रहते हैं। जब अशुद्ध संस्कार को व्यर्थ संस्कार, क्योंकि कई बच्चों में अशुद्ध संस्कार नहीं तो व्यर्थ संस्कार भी है। ये अशुद्ध व्यर्थ संस्कार बुलाते भी बोल नहीं सकते हो और यही कहते हो कि मेरा भाव नहीं था लेकिन मेरा पुराना स्वभाव है, वह संस्कार है। तो अशुद्ध नहीं बोलता, शुद्ध कैसे बोल जाते हैं? सभी ने समझा।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 17. Constant happiness. Sada Khush. Today's topic is awareness of Immortal Throne. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone.
ओम शान्ति सबैजनालाई।
Om Shanti, everyone. Baba wants us to create natural sanskars by checking and changing, right? So today, whole day, the attention was to have happiness and create my fortune of happiness. There will always be some scenes of drama, or there are certain needs of the soul. So there is little bit of maybe lack of contentment, but just keep reminding yourself that I am creating my fortune at this time, and that fortune is a fortune of happiness. We don't have control on many things which are happening, but at least I am self-sovereign. So I have control on my own self. There was one individual in some country who was very wealthy, had many, many big stores, was a contact soul. So once we were traveling from center to go to his place or somewhere, and we saw one of his big store was burning, was getting destroyed. So when we went, he was watching it on television, store being burned, and he was laughing. So I said, how can you do that? Because it's your store. So he said two things. One, he said, I didn't bring it with me, right? I made it here, I earning from there, and so it's really not mine, right? And also, I am born happy, I will live happily, and I will leave happily. So I thought that's very good thought. And it's not that was his belief, but that was his way of living. Very simple, home to work, work to home. No any other habit of drinking or anything. Very royal person, and he helped us a lot in Baba's task. Even he didn't believe in God. So, but he decided the attitude of that whatever in life coming to us is really created here, right? So Baba also teaches us to be trusty. So how do I internally create that for happiness? That whatever happen, I'm not going to lose my happiness. So there is great strength in that. And you feel alive, right? If you are not happy, everything is like dark, confused. So anything Baba is telling us, we have to practice, right? Like for tomorrow, we will practice about immortality. Some people ask, what is eternity? Because first is eternity, then is immortality. Eternity means which has no beginning, no end. Immortal, we compare it with mortality, like body is mortal, soul is immortal. Mortality has a limited lifespan, but immortal is forever. So I am a soul and I am immortal. It's really such a deep consciousness and it's really important. So when I am soul, playing part, but when I leave this body, I will play another part. That is why within BK family, anyone leaves body, oh, will have another part to play. And that part pulls us. All our daddies and sister souls, they had to change their part. Someone was asking Brahma Baba, you didn't tell us that you had to leave or why you have to leave. Baba said, because I have to be in my object stage, because when I move forward, you all also will be able to do that. So my part from Sakar became Avyakt part. Same is with all of us. We move forward, play different part. And others also can look at the example and follow us. Whether within this BK part, Brahmin life part, our role keep changing, our part keep changing, and we accept it happily because there are many others who will be able to follow. So immortality actually gives us a very deep feelings that I am present and I will be present wherever I am. So tomorrow whole day we will pay attention, create this consciousness and see and write maybe during day or night time what was exactly your experience when you were thinking, I'm image of immortality. I'm a mortal soul seated on this throne center of forehead. Actually, I'm very keen in the sense of spending a day with this awareness and see what is awakening, what kind of sanskars, what kind of experiences, what kind of feelings are emerging with this awareness of that I am a mortal being. That means nothing can destroy me. Fire cannot burn, sword cannot cut, water cannot drown. I am immortal. So any kind of situation will not make me fearsome. I just become soul conscious. Baba talks a lot about soul consciousness, bodiless state, detached, trusty. Right? They sound very good words and we like them. But how much they have become part of our sanskars. So to remain ever happy, practice for tomorrow will be that I am a immortal or image of immortality. Baba also is immortal, image of immortality. Baba doesn't have his own body, he takes body but he also actually is Akal Murat. Akal means that any time cannot control. Because even when soul has to leave body, it's the time, right? We say it's fixed. Time is fixed for soul to leave. Even we don't know it, but generally they say it's a fixed. So just internally, soul free from the body consciousness, free from all attachments. I have to play my part. I have to be detached. I am a mortal being. So that will be our practice for tomorrow. Om Shanti.
Awareness of immortal throne. With the awareness that each of you is a soul seated on a throne, you automatically have the awareness that you have a right to self-sovereignty. When a king is seated on his throne, he naturally has the intoxication and happiness of his kingdom. Om Shanti. So today is our Friday. Friday is our story time, and we will have chit chat with Didi. But before we start that, let's have our happy world. So today's day 17. Welcome to the happy world of our Vikti children. So today we have with us our little angel, brother Riyansh, and his family, parents, and our guardian angel, Sister Pooja. So, welcome everyone.
Welcome. Om Shanti, Avyakti Parivar, Om Shanti, Mohini Didi. And welcome little angel and his family. You want to introduce yourself?
Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar, Om Shanti Mohini Didi. My name is Riyansh and I'm 11 years old. This is my dad, brother Sachin, and this is my mom, sister Falguni.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Welcome. It's nice to see the entire family here. So Riyansh, tell me, how did you come into Gyan? What was your experience that you came into Gyan? I know mom and dad are already following Gyan. You were saying, you were sharing when we were talking, but what brought you into Gyan and how did you get inspired?
So, when I was young, my mom covered the 7-day course during bedtime story. So, like that, she was like, once upon a time we were deities. So she covered my 7-day course during the night, and she also did it while sleeping. So I felt really good while sleeping, and so like that she covered my 7-day course.
Oh, that's wonderful. So your mom was so creative that she made a story out of the 7-day course, and that's how you actually came into Baba's Gyan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what touched you the most when mom was teaching you the 7-day course, and you said it was more like a story during bedtime, and kids love listening to stories at bedtime. So that was the most creative way, I think. So what was it that touched you the most?
The thing that touched me the most might be that that we all are Baba's special child. It made me feel like very connected and warm because all of us are Baba's special child.
Wow, that's such a beautiful thought that we all are his children, each one of us. So that touched you the most. Very beautiful. Okay, my question to Falguni Ben is, how does he inspire Falguni Ben and Sachin Bhai? How does he inspire you all at home? What is that one virtue or quality you think has become a highlight in his life after he has come to follow Gyan?
Thank you so much, Guardian Angel. And thank you, Mohini Didi, Avyakti Parivar. Thank you for having us. Answering to your question, Guardian Angel, one quality that I really get inspired from Reyansh is his observation skill, that he is a observer and he learns through observation. So when I see in the Avyakti children class, he's one of the quiet student, but he's still soaking everything what is happening in the class. And after the class, when I speak to him, he's able to explain everything, and he has a good understanding. Even in day-to-day's life, I see if when he's at the center, when he's listening to us, listening any point, he wants to use that and imbibe that in his life before I tell him. So he observe and take one point and come to me and say, I understand this, can I do this? And I see him using that point when he's dealing with his friends and dealing with his own emotions.
Om Shanti, Vyakti Parivar, Om Shanti, Mohini Didi. So the thing that inspires me the most about Reyansh is he's very well connected with all of his friends, the community around, and many a times he takes a decision based upon the gyan that Baba has given. So when I ask him, what is your decision making process, why you did the way you did certain things, his answers are really based upon that wisdom which comes out of the gyan. So it's a very huge inspiration for myself as well. My own thinking process also gets changed based upon how he is behaving and taking decisions around.
That's very good, Rehan. Little angel. So your angelic touch actually inspires both your parents. That your dad is sharing, that your decision making that is according to Srimat, which is such a beautiful thing. Okay, Riyansh, tell me, you were also sharing with me something about Madhuban. Have you all been to Madhuban? You've been to Madhuban.
Yeah.
You want to share your experience in Madhuban?
Yeah.
That you said some unforgettable experience you had, right?
Yeah. So when I went to Madhuban, I met a lot of kind and loving and caring people. I also met Dadi Gulzar. Madhuban felt like a home to me. It was like so special and it was so light.
That's beautiful. So what did you met Dadi Gulzar?
Yeah.
What was your experience meeting her?
Dadi Gulzar gave me a lot of gifts and blessings, and I felt so pure around her. I felt so happy, excited, and yeah.
That's wonderful. What a beautiful experience being around her. Actually, you feel that vibrations, right? So we can also spread that vibrations to others. Very nice. So tell me, as a family, this is a question to Sachin Bhai and Falguni Ben. As a family, you were talking about your older son also. All of you are in Gyan. So how do you inspire each other to follow Gyan, and what is it that you use? Because there's a lot of families who are watching this. I know he also comes to the Saturday class, and the Wednesday Murli class is also there. But how do you, as a family, inspire each other to follow Gyan and remind each other or encourage Baba's remembrance?
Yeah, I think the churning of the knowledge, churning of the Srimad, the points that Baba tells us in the Murli, we discuss out very often and on different occasions as a family, like on the dinner table sometimes when we go on vacation trips, when we are driving in the car, we pick up some points and discuss about it, and try to relate it with some of our the life instances and the life situations around. It gives us a very deep knowledge to ourselves, to kids, and it enhances our understanding overall. I think that's the biggest discussions and churning of the GAN points is the biggest thing we do as a family.
That's really good, Rian. Little angel. So you like churning. You want to share a point?
Yeah, so one like point from the Murli is that you always eat pure food and eat the food of the deities because that's going to keep you pure.
Yeah, today Baba's talked about, right? Whatever food is offered to deities, that's the food we eat. Very nice. Okay, anything else you want to share?
Sure. Yeah. I also like preparing bhog for everyone because it makes me feel so nice and happy. So I just get the food and put it in a bhog thali. I take it to the Baba room, and in the Baba room, I meditate and give the bhog good vibes. I make the food pure. I give it love, and then after that, I serve it to everyone with a smile, and they all gratefully accept it.
Yeah, that's nice. So you like to cook?
Yeah, I like to help my mom bake cookies and muffins.
Cookies and muffins. We also made no-bake cookies. You were there for that class, right? Did you try it at home? Did you try it again at home? And you offered it to Baba. We all offered it to Baba together in the children's class. And that was such a wonderful experience. I enjoyed it actually. All the children offering to Baba with so much love. It was like I could feel the vibrations through Zoom. So I think it's wonderful. So what's your favorite thing that you offer to Baba? A favorite dish you want to name that you cook, especially for Baba?
I normally like to give Baba sweets and dessert. Yeah.
Because he's so sweet, no? So how do you remember Baba? You want to share one last thing, that how do you remember Baba? What is it that becomes an easy effort for you to remember Baba?
So I just sit down in the Baba room and I think of Baba. I forget anything that's going around me. I try to keep everything silent. I don't play around. I just meditate, keep quiet, and I just think of Baba and I feel connected to him.
That's nice. And that makes you happy?
Yeah, very happy.
Yeah. What is your favorite relation with him?
Like, I love, like, he gives me so much love and he makes me so pure. He gives me good thoughts and yeah.
Yeah, he transforms us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. Any last thing you want to share, Falguni Ben and Sachin Bhai, with the family?
No, thank you so much. The Gyan has really helped us as a family. We have been practicing and we see every movement every day is coming with a lot of learning and churning with each other. And we inspire each other. So this is always great. And as a family, always feel Baba's blessing around us. So thank you so much. We are lucky to have such a great family and Baba's blessing always on us. So
thank you so much for sharing and inspiring the whole family. Thank you, little angel. Would you like to read the homework for today?
Yes.
Okay.
Fortune of happiness. To be a Brahmin child of the Father means to have the fortune of happiness and to be fortunate. Always remember your title of being fortunate, because having found the Father, you have found the treasure store of all attainments. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much. That was wonderful sharing, little angel. We're really inspired by your sharing. And also to Falguni Ben and Sachin Ben. Thank you for coming to Avekti Parivar. And it's a beautiful family, inspired family, and example for whole Brahmin family. Thank you. And thank you, Sister Guardian Angel, Sister Pooja. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So we will do our meditation in the end, our drill, and let's do our Avekti journey first. Today, before I start Avekti journey, just want to let you know tomorrow is Saturday, so our schedule will remain same at Amritvela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. And the meditation will start at 6 a.m. followed by Hindi Avek Murli by Mohini Didi. Translation in English, Tamil, Telugu, Nepali will be available. Tomorrow Saturday, Avek the children's class from 2 to 3:30 and age is 5 to 13. Evening meditation will start at 6, followed by our Hindi series, meditation, English series, and tomorrow is Saturday, so we'll be having heart-to-heart chit-chat with Didi and Eric Bhai. So let's start our Vyakti journey. Welcome to our Vyakti journey, Mohini Didi, the living light. Stories of spirituality that inspire and illuminate. So now I'd like to invite our dear angel sister Body. Welcome.
Hello, Bhumika. Good evening, family. And Brother Dev is hiding there somewhere. So, your story this evening, I think, is from a little bit south of here, and certainly one I'm familiar with. Yeah.
Om Shanti, Sister Adi.
How are you?
Good. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
So it's from one of the brothers. All right, so here is the story. I'm going to go straight into it. Let's see where I can start. As my memory takes me back some 38 years ago, when out of curiosity, I was drawn to the Brahmakumari's World Spiritual University. As sweet drama would have it, just after I took the 7 days course, I was told that one of the senior sisters will be visiting the center. All the students were full of enthusiasm and in high expectations. As the moment arrived, I was privileged to meet Mohini Ben. I was impressed as to how natural this sister's manner of speaking and acting in soul consciousness was. As I sat in one of her classes, she mentioned churning. I was carried away with her sharing, even though my finite mind could not understand the depth of her thoughts. I finally had to ask her, how does one go about churning? To which she replied, I will have to take a special class on that. But as drama would have it, I wasn't around when she conducted that class. I was, however, in such a state of intoxication and peace, and was unaware Mohini Ben at the same time was actually conducting the class on churning. Sitting by myself on the sea wall, I was experiencing such profound peace and contentment, and having such an experience of soul consciousness without actually even thinking about myself as a soul. Just experiencing I as eternal consciousness, the moment was nothing new. It was as though I and the moment were one. The 7 days course had become one. All 4 subjects took the form of one I consciousness. In this experience, I had come to realize why Baba continues to keep repeating and reminding us to be soul conscious. Next day after the Murli class, Mohini Ben addressed me directly and said, I was thinking of you as I was taking a class on churning, but you are not there. But you are not here. I then realized that it was around the same time I was having those profound experiences of my true conscious nature and the awareness of how within the drama, karma and knowledge is this form through which I play my part. I smiled and said, thank you, Sister Mohini. I think I got it even though I was not there. The power of I, the soul. Om Shanti.
Always magic. Always magic.
This was 38 years ago.
38 years ago. Yeah, I'm not sure if the soul is on this evening. You may be listening. So I wonder if Sister Mohini remembers the story. But if not, then she's certainly been told that type of thing many times when she was Om Shanti. Good evening,
Om
Sister.
Shanti. Om Shanti.
Yeah, 38 years ago. This magical energy, this subtle energy of communication. And sometimes there's the thought, who is the transmitter and who is the receiver? Because sometimes, and we've all had that experience, oh, I was just thinking about you, or whatever, the thought, and then it's somebody's telling you that they had the same thought, or that they were thinking about you. So to try to understand this subtle energy of communication, where the soul felt that even though he wasn't sitting in the class, he was in the experience of the class that you were giving. And so I'd really like to know how that works. Is there like a formula? And say, for instance, now the focus is on happiness. And so if I'm sitting in meditation and just focusing on happiness, no doubt that's my experience. And no doubt there's a nice atmosphere wherever I am. But can you tell me about the work that the subtle energy does? You know, just like you spray different things into the air, they'll have a different effect. One will be for fragrance. One will be to kill the mosquitoes. Certain gases, they'll travel for a long, long way. They'll stay in the atmosphere. What is the work that gets done when we sit in intense meditation? Not on us personally, but how does it reach and touch others? Is there a formula? Is there a way that I can be aware of it so that I can use it?
Yeah, it's something very interesting. I don't remember the story, but recently I had been feeling that those who want to receive and those who have bhavna, they just receive it, you know. Wherever they are, they will just connect very quickly. And as you said, there will be same thoughts and communication happening, connection happening. But there are some souls, they are so much still into very gross, you know, in the sense of they are not able to connect in a very subtle way. So when they are not able to connect in subtle way, sometimes even if you say, they will only take words, not your feelings in that word. There are some, they just feel things, right? So I think basically it is very, very important if you want to receive from ancestor souls, if you want to feel the presence and what Baba's signaling, we have to have subtle and also kind of not very attached to your own role. You know, we are very conscious of our role and very conscious in performing that role, that we miss a lot of subtle things, you know. They are very good in doing things. They are very good in organizing, constantly busy in doing it, but haven't paid attention little bit on catching those subtle, you know. So I feel even with Baba, if we have to receive, we have to go beyond one's role. And also, like sometimes you have to forget that life is not only doing, but also becoming and doing, right? So energy is actually coming from the being. That means I I give you example that once one brother came to Queens and I was sitting in Baba's room. And in Queens, Baba's room is next to kitchen. So generally, whenever I'm doing something, then I go and sit in Baba's room. And I was sitting and kind of, merged in Baba's love. So one brother was traveling from somewhere. He must have come and sat in Baba's room. I didn't notice, but then anyway, after that we offered bhog together and he had to have lunch with us. So he said, I had little bit difficulty in experiencing Baba as my father because I always had problem with my father in Lokik life. So as soon as I think of Baba, something rejects and I can't experience. But today, first time, I really experienced love of Father. And I was saying, you don't have to say it. There was love for Baba. Then I told him that how even this is a picture of Baba. But the way we clean it, we feed Baba, look at Baba with that love. So what we have done, both ways, in the picture created the presence of Baba, love of Baba, but also the atmosphere in the room is not only I have to sit, in meditation, but I have to experience Baba's love. So that means whatever we want others to experience, we have to do that. And when we do it, you don't have to say it. It will be felt, it will be experienced. But again, because he was looking for that experience, so as soon as he came, so I always feel it is so good that instead of you have to keep saying it, keep telling, right? If we can be subtle and communicate in very beautiful way, so everything at the right time in a right way is experienced by all of us. And actually same could be, like what I used to see that when Avek Babdada is about to come. We all do experience, isn't it? Those who are connected, those who are not, they still say, oh, we don't know what's going on. Is it Dadi Gulzar, it's Baba? But those who have love for Baba, recognize Baba, will feel that energy, right? So feeling, receiving energy also, everyone has different capacity. And I think each one of us should increase that capacity so we don't miss anything.
Is there, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I'm really enjoying this. The other question that came up from the brothers sharing, and I wonder if there's a connection between that and that stage that we would like to be in, where there was less words and more pure experience. And that was churning, the class that you were supposed to take, or that you took when he was sitting on the seawall in Georgetown, was on churning. And so we know not everybody churns. And so I think his question was, how does one go about churning? So that you get, and what's the connection between churning and that stage that you're speaking about?
See, one is that Janki one explained, one is churning intellectually, right? From the points, more points. But that is like, when we were in the school, we had to write an essay. So we that different kind of churning. But this is more internally reflecting, like what would you be feeling? What will you be experiencing from that time? So there is difference between churning and reflections. And then third is what I call insights. Like suddenly you find very deep meaning of what you had been believing, like internally, like you really feel, oh, now I know what it is. So that's called insight. So churning is good. We start with that intellect. understand all the points. Like Mama, she churns so nicely. The way Mama speaks on every point. But then there is something what I say that when Mama is saying something, even if it's churning, it appeals the intellect, like you just don't feel she's trying to convince you. You just feel it. You experience what she's saying. I had been listening to Mama every Wednesday. And when she explained a point, I really feel so much clear on what she's saying, like I am touched by that. So I think we should now look into not only churning of intellect, but also deeply within my reflections and, be like you want to be that, you want to be a embodiment of that.
You make it sound like as if, that the old way of doing something was laborious and time consuming. And I think one of the directions that Baba gave when you were all coming abroad for the first time, that he recognized that the people in the West liked everything instant. And so it would seem that now it's for you, your experience is that instead of the churning on a point or something, but that it very quickly goes from reflection to an insight and presumably a power pure experience.
But also when you think of Baba and you have to give to his soul, I think that it's very powerful, right? Because I'm remembering Baba and I'm saying, Baba, this soul needs this answer. Or you're going into silence and then you are speaking not just from the points. And one could feel the difference. Have you answered someone only intellectually? Or have you really answered based on your experience? So when you answer with your experience, then other person start thinking, yeah, appeals to me. But if it is only intellect, then other argument, another question could arise, more explanation is needed. You see, and like I immediately know I'm just replying from the knowledge. But then I take a moment, I remember Baba, and if I say something, I know that it will be more, soul will be touched more by that. So I think that's what we have to do, not only speak through our intellect, but speak from our experience. So that's what Baba also says, that other person will also have that experience. There is a belief in when people pray to God. So, God knows who is praying and all that. And then how he will make his presence there to give satisfaction to that soul. So same is with us, whether it is with Baba or even amongst ourselves. Like, many souls said love remembrances, offering of home these days. So what I have to do, I just tell Baba, so many souls, what Baba does, send his light and might, and many, 80%, 90%, their desires are fulfilled, or they feel some kind of what they received. So I think it's a magic of Baba, right? Supreme power. But I think it's purity, it's love, it's relationship.
So in terms of the story, the soul would not have had any formal relationship with you.
No, but there was
not at that point, but maybe, and I think that that all the relationships, especially when you're meeting a senior for the first time, and the impact, to me, it suggests that it's a long term relationship, like in other births or something, that they very quickly take from you, as he was expressing. That's exactly what you're saying is what he was getting just by being with you for a moment, and where he could even absorb your class without even hearing it.
It's so interesting.
Why one soul, and maybe there was 50 other people there, maybe they're not even around today.
So yeah, I'm also, you mentioned Georgetown, so I can understand, but I still can't think of which brother. But also the souls who are ready to receive, that means this soul had a lot of bhakti. It was his time to experience. So he quickly experienced, and then he continuing, I feel, wherever he is. I don't know who he is, but definitely that became the foundation.
I'll tell you his name afterwards. But he had done a lot of bhakti even just before coming to Gyan. Yeah.
Must be, yeah.
A very, interesting. That
also,
makes...
Also pure mind, Pure mind can catch both things. Pure mind is very sensitive to receive. But pure mind person also has to be careful, because they can also receive something negative very quickly too. So we have to be very, very attentive that not to be touched by anything negative or waste. Only allow the pure to be touched, because purity has increases the capacity to receive. They are very sensitive to wherever the thoughts are. They can catch it immediately.
I can fault myself and say that I'm not powerful enough to be able to, that yes, I can answer your question in terms of no problem. But you're still asking questions, and it's almost like as if you've hardly given them one answer and they're ready with the next question. And yet their curiosity, that they also were sincere devotees, but because they questioned so much all the other places they went, they finally arrive at Baba's door. But it's almost like there's the nature of questioning. So how, on the one hand, yes, I need to improve. I need to be able to transmit the answer from that pure place. But what can we advise or suggest for that soul so that it's not just this energy which they have lived on of asking good questions?
I think that every soul is different, and some they like to be satisfied intellectually, some like to be satisfied with the feelings, some are more like, they want to experience something. It depends what they're looking for. So whenever they're asking question, I feel that even it's not one soul, but you have to give a talk. Even if you prepare something, that doesn't work. That's what I noticed. But if you look at the souls, feel the vibrations, remember Baba, very beautiful flow will come. Because then souls say, oh, this is what we wanted to listen. This is what we were looking for. So what I have found that if I have said, I'm going to say this, when I said it, I felt that it didn't work well. But immediately I felt that if I would have allowed myself to respond to the feelings and in remembrance of Baba, I would have said completely different thing. It happened, recently also. So I think what we have to do, be aware of the topic, have few thoughts, remember Baba, look at the audience and start saying what you feel. And that will be the appropriate one. I mean, it will be on the theme, but in a completely different way.
Before COVID, then we had, of course, the ability to bring new souls in front of the seniors, to bring them to Peace Village, to Madhuban, wherever else. And that's not an option anymore. So sometimes I don't always feel up to like this aspect that was available to all the rest of us for all these years is not available to new souls. So I'm thinking in some ways the work is a little bit harder,
No, it won't be, because they do get experience through their instruments also.
Yeah, but still, as soon as you would take them in front of a senior, then the job is completed. Whereas now, it's different, a little different.
Yeah, Baba will give them in some way or other.
Yeah, for sure. As you say, like when it's the right time and, the requisite amount of bhakti has been attended to, and it's their time, like you were saying earlier, if it's time for somebody to die, in the same way, if it's time for somebody to completely surrender, then that'll happen too. Yeah.
Also, we should remember that what we're going to get today, tomorrow we'll not get, maybe day after we will not. So take it, whatever you are getting,
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a time that Avek Babdada came, and, like we always had something, some took full benefit, some didn't. And then time came, okay, we went to Madhuban, we could be listening even on video, we can't do that. So we think it could be something better, but we don't know.
Yeah.
So I think whatever we are getting today, we should be thankful and take as much you can take. That's what I suggest, because I know that situations cannot be same.
Yes.
And so we might have to be more independent, but then whatever we are receiving now, just take it and then use it. Like there are some, they are taking a lot of benefit with this Avyakti Parivar and experiencing yajna, listening to these stories. And so whatever we are receiving, we should do. Tomorrow we don't know if there will be that much connection. Zoom is working so well now. So I think we should just take it, whatever we are receiving.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Thank you.
Okay, Body Man.
That was good. I enjoyed that movie, man. Yeah, very good. Now, where's our little brother? Dear Dev.
Om Shanti. Yeah, nice conversation. I think this word subtle, came quite a few times. How if we're able to, have our intellect settled, not so engrossed in roles and responsibilities and, whatever we have to do, but being settled, actually, we can receive this wonderful energy from others. And the same settled intellect also helps us to, without saying much, we can give experience to others. I think that's really something very beautiful. And this churning as well, instead of churning and going from point to point, actually seeing it as a reflection and then insights, and sharing from the experience, talking to Baba, not so much of, I know this answer. So it's nice to hear this, and actually it seems like we have so much of work to do in all of these levels. So I'm sure we will be all there soon one day. So thank you, Didi.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Shanti. Thank you
Shanti.
so much.
You are still getting stories, right?
Are you okay with it, Sister Mohini? Okay.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of learning, revising.
Yeah. I'm not sure how many more there are, but
We still have few at least.
To the end of the year, right? At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, until end of the year, because then we do tapasya.
So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much. We're angels. Special thank you to Didi, Odiban, and Devai. It was wonderful chit chat. So now we will do drill and then we'll take Drishti from Didi. Om Shanti.
Awareness of immortal throne. With the awareness that each of you is a soul seated on a throne, you automatically have the awareness that you have a right to self-sovereignty. When a king is seated on his throne, he naturally has the intoxication and happiness of his kingdom.
Akal Takht Nashin. तख्त नशीन आत्मा हूँ, इसी स्मृति से स्वराज्य की स्मृति स्वतः आती है। राजा भी जब तख्त पर बैठता है तो राजाई नशा, राजाई खुशी स्वतः होती है। ओम शांति।
Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti, and good night, everyone. Om Shanti.